Bonjour, buenos dias, magandang umaga. Welcome to the BGC channel. All Souls Day, celebrating the lives of the living and the dead souls at the thinning of the veils beyond the realm of reality to the astro cosmo of the supernatural. As you see me wearing, the color of the day is red. Got on my red headband. And no, I did not cut my hair. I have it in a braid on the back of my head. So I got on my red sweater, blood red, the source of the soul, the root chakra of our energy body. Before we get going on this topic, I have a quick announcement. YouTube invited me to change my handle, so I did. My new handle is @ the symbol for @ Bernie G. Conley. And that way they said that it would be easier to find me on YouTube and connect with me. But let me write it down. So the symbol for @ is like that. And then it's uppercase B, E, R, N, I, E, uppercase G, C, O, N, L, E, Y. So they have these three capitalized, I guess, for my BGC acronym. So you can find me with the URL youtube.com/@Bernie G. Conley. Okay, so the root chakra, also known as the Muladhara in Sanskrit, and literally translated in English, root flux. This spinning wheel of energy signifies the origin of our existence on Earth. We're grounded on Earth. The vortex of our vitality that gives us our sense of security, stability, and safety. Here is my chakra chart to show you. As you know, or if you don't, I drew an equilateral triangle in the background of this chart to show you how these 7 chakras, which is the primary chakras of our energy body, are positioned in our being. Okay, the equilateral triangle is representing our body as we get into a lotus position, you know, when we make our bodies into a form of a pyramid when we're meditating. So that's you or me, and our chakras line up like this. And there's 7 of them. What we're going to talk about today is the first chakra. It is called the root chakra. And the mantra for the root chakra is Lam. Okay, so this spinning wheel of energy signifies the origin of our existence. It's grounded on Earth. It's at the base of our spine. Okay, it supports us. Just as the roots of a tree anchors it in the soil. This is the energy of our instinct, our reflex, our fight or flight response. It's so that we have the ability to survive and continue to exist. Our potential is stored here, where the Kundalini, that coiled serpent, lies dormant until you open up and balance all 7 chakras. And then it starts to rise. Okay, so we start from the bottom of our being to no nirvana, transcending death and rebirthing new life, just as some trees do in the winter. They lose their leaves until their branches are bare, stock still, silent, as though dead, waiting for spring to burst out of their hibernation with flashes of greens clapping in the cool breeze of spring, right? The symbol for the root chakra, let me show you on my chakra shawl, is right here. It's a 4-petaled lotus flower with a square in the middle. In numerology, the number 4 represents strength and stability, with its sacred geometry, the square. Like a well-built table or chair, sturdy, solid, balanced. Speaking of numerology, I don't know if you noticed, but today's date is 11/1/2022, right? So today's date is 11/1/2022, correct? Okay, well, yesterday, if you watched my video, my Halloween special, who guest starred my daughter Trinity Connolly as 11 and me as Black Phillip, I mentioned something about the numbers 369, that it's a magical number. Tesla would agree too. Well, today is a magical day because 1 + 1 + 1 is 3. Right? Why is it backwards? Anyway, you get what I'm talking about. And then 2 + 2 + 2 is 6. Right? Now, when you add all those numbers together, you get 9. There you go. Now that is the right way. So today is a magical day. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. Yes. So make magic with your life today. In all you say and do, sprinkle your words and actions with some fairy dust. And think of the happiest things. It's the same as having wings. Take the path that moonbeams make. If the moon is still awake, you'll see him wink his eye. You can fly, you can fly, you can fly. That's from Disney's classic Peter Pan. I love that movie. So, back to the symbol of the root chakra. The 4 petals of the root chakra symbol represent 4 states of cognition: the mind, the intellect, the consciousness, and the ego. The 4-petaled lotus flower symbolizes our origin, where our human consciousness were born, connecting your body to the earth, right? The color red represents self-awareness. It's how we're connected to earth. where we came from, and we are eventually going back to earth. On Ash Wednesday, for example, shout out to my Catholic brothers and sisters. The priest rubs dirt in the middle of your forehead, between the brows, pine cone, third eye, and says, remember that you are dust, and to dust you shall return. Remember that? In Catholic school and Catholic churches everywhere, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. That's what our root chakra reminds us of. Where our corporal bodies come from and where they will go back to, the earth. So go about your day as if it were your last, and live it as if it's the first day of the rest of your life. Because in realizing our mortality, there is no time except now to live and love to overflowing. I leave you now with some Bible passages to meditate on today. They are all from Matthew, Gospel of Matthew, chapter 7. They are the teachings of our Lord Jesus Christ. The first one, do not judge, or you too will be judged. For in the same way you judge others, you will be judged. And with the measure you use, it will be measured to you. Why do you look at the speck of sawdust in your brother's eye and pay no attention to the plank in your own eye? How can you say to your brother, let me take that speck out of your eye? You hypocrite. First, take the plank out of your own eye, and then you will see clearly to remove the speck from your brother's eye. Ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and the door will be opened to you. For everyone who asks receives. The one who seeks finds. And to the one who knocks, the door will be opened. Which of you, if your son asks for bread, will give him a stone? Or if he asks for fish, will give him a snake? If you then, though you are evil, know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more will your Father in heaven give good gifts to those who ask him? So, in everything, do to others what you would have them do to you, for this sums up the law and the prophets. Enter through the narrow gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the road that leads to destruction, and many enter through it. But small is the gate, narrow is the road that leads to life, and only a few find it. Watch out for false prophets. They come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ferocious. Wolves, by their fruit, you will recognize them. Do people pick grapes from thorn bushes or figs from thistles? Likewise, every good tree bears good fruit, but a bad tree bears bad fruit. A good tree cannot bear bad fruit, and a bad tree cannot bear good fruit. Every tree that does not bear good fruit is what? Cut down and thrown into the fire. Thus, By their fruit, you will recognize them. Therefore, everyone who hears these words of mine and puts them into practice is like a wise man who built his house on the rock. The rain came down, the streams rose, and the winds blew and beat against that house, yet it did not fall because it had its foundation on the rock. But everyone who hears these words of mine and does not put them into practice is like a foolish man who built his house on sand. The rain came down, the streams rose, the winds blew and beat against that house, and it fell with a great crash. So that is all I have for you today. Once again, I honor God in you and me. Namaste.